You know, one of the most important lessons I've learned in life is that people are not always easy. Some will challenge you, some will doubt you, and some will even try to pull you down. And no matter who you are, student, professional, dreamer, or leader, you will meet difficult people at every stage of your journey. But here's the secret: how you choose to respond defines your strength, not their words. Difficult people thrive on reaction. They want to see you angry, shaken, or insecure. The moment you give them that, you give them power. But when you respond with calm, with dignity, and with clarity, you take back control. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Sometimes the loudest answer you can give is not saying anything at all. The second secret is perspective. When you meet resistance, don't immediately see it as an obstacle. Sometimes difficult people are mirrors. They reflect our own patience, our own ability to adapt, our own growth. Every critic teaches you something about yourself. Every rejection forces you to build resilience. So instead of letting them break you, let them shape you. The third secret, confidence. People can sense it the way they sense fear. If you walk into a room believing in your worth, no one, no matter how difficult, can take that away. Confidence is not arrogance. It's the quiet assurance that you know who you are and what you stand for. And finally, choose your battles wisely. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every insult needs your reply. Sometimes strength lies in walking away, not because you're weak, but because you're focused on something bigger. So the next time you meet a difficult person, remember, you're not there to fight them, you're there to outgrow them. Let your success, your grace, and your calmness be the answer, because at the end of the day, difficult people are temporary, but your character is permanent. When you encounter difficult people, the first instinct most of us have is to react. Our emotions rise, our words get sharper, and sometimes we even lose control of who we are in the heat of that moment. But the truth is, no matter how harsh, unfair, or unreasonable someone else may be, you will never truly have control over their behavior. What you do have complete control over, however, is your reaction, and that difference changes everything. Difficult people thrive on drama. They feed on energy, especially negative energy, because it gives them the sense that they are in charge. If you snap back at their comments or lose your calm when they test your patience, you are giving them exactly what they want: your power. The secret lies in realizing that the only thing you can master in that situation is your own response. The moment you understand this, you begin to see their behavior differently. You start recognizing that their words and actions are not about you, but about them, about their insecurities, their struggles, and their way of projecting what they cannot handle within themselves. When someone says something cruel or dismissive, you have two choices. You can internalize it and let it affect your peace, or you can filter it and remind yourself that what they say does not define you. Think about it. If a stranger you will never meet again insults you on the street, does it change who you are? Does it change your worth, your skills, your dreams? Not at all. The only way it would is if you choose to carry it with you. Reactions are choices, and sometimes the strongest choice is to not react at all. That silence, that calm smile, that decision to walk away, those are not signs of weakness. They are the signs of someone who refuses to hand over control of their emotions. Controlling your reaction doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means redirecting them. Instead of wasting your energy on anger or resentment, you channel it into something productive. Use that energy to sharpen your skills, to prove yourself through actions, to move forward with confidence. Let them talk, let them criticize, let them underestimate you, but never let them distract you from your path. Difficult people may try to slow you down, but they cannot stop you unless you give them the power to do so. And power is only transferred when you react on their terms. When you meet someone difficult, pause before you respond. That single pause creates space between what they said and how you choose to handle it. In that space lies your strength. You can breathe, you can think, and you can decide whether the situation even deserves your energy. Sometimes the smartest reaction is patience, sometimes it is humor. Sometimes it is silence, but it is always your choice. And in that choice, you reclaim your control. It is natural to feel hurt when people are rude, dismissive, or critical. But remember, hurt does not have to dictate your behavior. You cannot stop the rain from falling, but you can carry an umbrella. In the same way, you cannot stop people from being difficult, but you can protect your peace with the way you respond. The more you practice this, the stronger you become. You develop resilience, you develop emotional intelligence, and most importantly, you develop the power to rise above situations instead of being pulled down by them. Reactions are powerful because they shape outcomes. A fight escalates only when two people fuel it. But when one person refuses to add fire, the flames eventually die out. Difficult people lose their grip when they realize they cannot control your emotions. That is when you truly win, not by defeating them in an argument, but by mastering yourself. And in mastering yourself, you begin to walk through life with a calm confidence that no insult, no criticism, and no difficult person can shake. Confidence is one of those qualities that people can feel before you even speak a single word. It's in the way you walk into a room, the way you hold your head, the way your eyes meet others without hesitation. And when you are dealing with difficult people, confidence becomes your strongest defense. It is the shield that protects you from their negativity, and it is the energy that sets the tone for how they treat you. People who thrive on criticism and control often look for weakness. They look for hesitation, for doubt, for any crack where they can push their opinions and make you second guess yourself. But when you stand firm in your self-belief, when you radiate the assurance that you know who you are and what you bring to the table, it becomes very hard for anyone to shake you. The thing about confidence is that it doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean you never feel nervous or afraid. Confidence is the ability to move forward even with uncertainty, to speak even when your voice is trembling, and to remind yourself that you are worthy of being in every room you walk into. When you have this kind of confidence, difficult people lose their power over you. Their harsh words may sting, their doubts may echo for a moment, but they cannot penetrate the core belief that you hold about yourself. Confidence is like armor. It doesn't stop arrows from being shot at you, but it keeps them from piercing your heart. Think about times in your life when someone dismissed you or tried to undermine you. In those moments, the easiest thing to do is shrink back, to question whether they might be right, to let their doubt seep into your mind. But confidence teaches you something different, that other people's opinions are not facts, and that your value is not negotiable. A confident person listens, yes, but they filter. They take in what is constructive, and they throw away what is destructive. They know that not every voice deserves space in their head, and this kind of mental filter is what keeps you steady in the storm of difficult personalities. Confidence is also contagious. When you carry yourself with belief, people notice. Even difficult people notice. They may not like it, but they respect it, and respect changes the dynamic. Instead of trying to push you around, they often step back because they realize that their usual tactics don't work on you. You're not easy to intimidate, you're not desperate for approval, and you're not going to crumble under pressure. That is the silent message confidence sends every time you show up fully in your own skin. What many people don't realize is that confidence is built, not born. No one wakes up with unshakable self-belief. It comes from small victories, from preparation, from showing up consistently and proving to yourself that you can handle challenges. Every time you face fear and keep going, you deposit something into your bank of confidence. Every time you refuse to let a difficult person define your worth, you add another layer of strength. Over time, this builds into a foundation so solid that no amount of negativity can easily tear it down. When you deal with people who question your abilities, confidence allows you to separate their perspective from your truth. You might hear them say, "You're not ready," or "You don't belong here." But a confident mindset replies, maybe I'm not perfect, but I am capable, I am learning, and I am growing. And growth is something no one can deny. Confidence does not blind you to your flaws, but it gives you the courage to face them without shame. That courage disarms difficult people because criticism loses its sting when you already know who you are and where you stand. Another aspect of confidence is the way it influences communication. A person with confidence speaks clearly, not with arrogance, but with assurance. They don't need to raise their voice or dominate others to be heard. They know the power of calm, steady words. In fact, when you respond to a difficult person with calm confidence, it often surprises them more than an angry reply ever could. Your tone, your composure, your ability to hold your ground without hostility, these are powerful tools that shift the balance in your favor. Confidence is not about ignoring difficult people or pretending they don't exist. It's about creating an inner state where their actions don't control your emotions. It's about building a life so rooted in self-belief that negativity becomes background noise, not the soundtrack of your story. And once you reach that place, you begin to see difficult people for what they are, distractions, not definitions. Their behavior is simply noise on the journey you are walking with clarity and purpose. When you nurture confidence, you start to realize that no one can truly take it away from you. Opportunities may come and go, people may support you or criticize you, but your belief in yourself is something only you can protect or surrender. And when you guard it fiercely, when you keep reminding yourself of your strengths and your vision, difficult people lose their ability to derail you. They might test you, they might try to provoke you, but in the end, they cannot shake the unshakable.